Well, hello, everybody. Hello, Viviani. Thanks for
Hello,
being here.
hello.
I know it's early. This is an early show for us because Miss Diana's her son is coming in to help her when she has her surgery on Friday. So he's flying in right now. So we wanted to come on early so she could spend time with her son, obviously, and enjoy him. And Diana, so Diana, this is really her last show, just for a little while she's healing.
Yes, I, and oh my God, Scott, Scorpio Sun, if you're out there, I am so sorry. I slept yesterday and missed the start time of the show, and then I went to go try to join in late, and the email he sent me didn't have the link in it, and I didn't have any way to get a hold of him. And then it dawned on me, well, if I can contacted Viviani, and then I saw I had a text from her who said, "Looking forward to seeing you on with Scott."
Oh,
So
you guys
Scott,
were all
you see this?
together? You all were having a show together?
No, just
What?
that I was going to be on the show with Scott, and she was going to watch.
Oh,
And
goodness
I
gracious.
and the day just it was one of those days. And she had said, I had a conversation with her afterwards, and she had said that he had even said, well, maybe she's just tired and is asleep or something to that effect,
Mhm.
which was basically the truth.
Was that yesterday? Hi,
Yeah.
Ruby Red Slippers. Well, okay, so here I'm going to use you as a perfect example of I did the same thing, totally flaked out. When we're building up into a big aspect like a full moon, total lunar eclipse in Virgo, I mean, it's like the wires are being replugged in different ways. You're being aligned by spirit. I totally forgot to like post the stuff about, because I do post every day, to post the stuff about the eclipse because I wanted to have it out there last night so everybody could prepare. I mean, you can still prepare. You got 3 days before, 3 days after, but still, I wanted to have it out there. Totally
Sure.
forgot all about it until this morning. I mean, just totally left my mind. So this is kind of okay. And not only is the eclipse the thing, we have a Mercury retrograde in Pisces. Now, Mercury is the ruler of this moon, of this Virgo total lunar eclipse. But Mercury is retrograde in Pisces, where you're just kind of floating around but that it's for a reason. Our spirit team, spirit, you need to be out there in the zone,
Yeah.
reimagining yourself, reimagining, thinking about what's all going on in the world, and you can see how the world's turning out. But I feel like this eclipse is something that they they didn't prepare correctly for, but we'll see. I don't want to say I know everything, but I think they think just because it's an eclipse that they can start a war. But what they've done is bring up everything that needs to be removed. We all want to live in freedom. We don't want to live in war. We want war to be removed, like an eclipse removes things, right? A Virgo eclipse removes the old programming, and Virgo rules the digestive system. So, like, all of this yuck got to come up to the surface, and this is what we're seeing. And but as they do that, and as we are individually doing our own, the eclipse is doing its own thing with us, with our spirit team. Everybody's different. We have different um, uh, parts of the chart that this is working on. If you know where Virgo is in your chart, what house, look there. Um, It's in my eighth house, so I'm like, that to me is the roughest house. But here we are. We're gonna make it, and everyone has their own purification going on because this is individual, and I think I named it refinement. That's what I named cosmic refinement. We've done purification. Diana and I have gone through this with you on other eclipses and other times. I mean, it's, we constantly are releasing to receive. But this is a big one because it's the third of three full moon lunar full moon lunar eclipse blood moons. What the word I'm trying to get. So this is the third one, and this is big. It's a parasite cleanse, but the world, the things that are, I just kept getting this the whole week. The things that have plagued the world are systems that are life negating instead of life affirming. All of those parasites are coming up and they're going to be dissipated. That's what I get. I know it's gross. I don't know what Diana thinks.
You ready?
Yeah.
So here's what I think. I think it's a crapshoot no matter what we do. No, I'm just kidding. All right. So what you were saying about Virgo is true. And how does it affect the house that you have Virgo in? Okay. So Virgo has rulership of the sixth house. And this rulership is all encompassing to her. So that sixth house is about your daily life habits. And this eclipse is a very personal eclipse. Don't lose track of that.
Right.
It's emotional, and it's about your own personal needs of what to let go of. Because what is in Virgo, the South Node, what to let go of.
Thank you for bringing that.
So this is all what is so important. So when we look at the sixth house, the rulership of Virgo is there. Also the rulership of Mercury. It's a mutable earth sign, and it's about routines, habits, work, the mundane, the chores, the duties, the dedication, devotion, discipline, service, loyalty, humility. But how we are going forward is going to determine what service we give. It has to be an exchange of energy. And it is Virgo, so it is the return of the divine feminine, the connection between the feminine and the masculine, and the necessary parts that are of that. So it's about apprenticeships and employees and servants and staff and dependents and co-workers and high school students and religious orders and small animals like little baby over here, or the squirrel in your backyard, or the little rodents that need help during the winter because they feed other animals. That is not our kingdom. That is theirs, and is sad as I feel when I know that the owl I'm taking care of is getting mice from me because he can't go out and get them himself. I also know that those mice have a shorter lifespan. They are near the end of their life when they are being sacrificed to the owl to maintain the owl, because when the time comes that he can go back out there and service himself, he's got to know how to take care of himself or he'll be right back in the infirmary. And so the other thing that Virgo entails is the physical body, the health, the healing, food and diet, nutrition, bodily functions, exercise, and the clothes you wear. And what do you want to change? Well, first of all, we're going to have a seasonal change. So yeah, we're going to all be changing our clothes. But you know how style gets trendy. So what do you want to change in the way of your trends? I'm going to go back to having purple hair. I haven't had purple hair in a long time and I miss it. And it's fun to play with. And so when I get to the other side of this, I'm just going to play.
Good.
Right? And then
Good.
and then that Virgo also gives us the solar plexus and our nervous system, our bowels, and our fingernails.
And can
And
I?
gracefulness in our hands also
Mhm.
comes from that Virgo.
Can I butt in on the nervous system real quick?
Sure.
This is really important. We have been doing heavy duty work on the nervous system for these last few years too, as Diane and I have indicated many a times. We have been upgraded on the nervous system, but you see how as soon as we upgrade, they, and I'm going to say that in capital letters, throw another, a war or something, files or something, right? And it's kind of like we're always up and down, up and down, up and down, and we are. I mean, on the good side, on the positive side, I should say, we are learning to adapt a lot quicker. But just keep that in mind. You are much more. We are all much more advanced and far ahead than they would allow us to think. We really have come a long way.
Right.
And so,
So, well, and it is about harvest, and that is
yeah.
also part of your nervous system. If your crops fail, or if you're a farmer and your crops fail, oh my God, how am I going to feed my family?
Mhm.
I got to sell this in order to be able to house them and pay the bills and take
Mhm.
care of everything else, right? So it's
Mhm.
about the harvest because it is August, September. That's the first harvest of the season. And it's about celibacy
Mm.
because because perfection comes with love, right?
Well, I'm with
The
you on
best
that.
sex the best sex comes with love, not just right.
It's a connection, a bond.
The bond. Yeah.
Yes, you need
Yeah.
that bond, absolutely.
So that also brings us back to that, religious orders who
Mm,
give up sexual activity, who become
mm,
celibate. And then about knitting, it's about the details, it's about pushing things together, and it's about luggage, it's about your baggage, it's about what you carry. So those are the qualities in the sixth house, but those are also the things that Virgo rules.
mhm,
Now, those things are the things that are going to be flavoring wherever Virgo is in your chart, whatever house your Virgo lands in.
mhm.
That's what you're going to be looking at, and how you're going to handle it is what does that house represent. So
And
this is where the houses become ever so important.
yes, because across from that Virgo is the Pisces. That's what we're on, the Pisces Virgo axis. This is why we've had all these eclipses, and there's still another
Virgo
eclipse. Yeah, Virgo eclipse next year. So
this year.
this year.
Well, August,
Oh,
the
wait, is
end
that
of
Virgo?
August,
Is it? Oh
the
my
end of
goodness. I
August
didn't know
is
that was Virgo. I thought it was next year. I'm sorry.
no
Well,
12.
anyway.
The 12th is the first one, and then the 26th is the last one.
Oh, let me.
And
Okay.
that's in Virgo because that's my brother's birthday.
Oh my goodness. So see, and oh my goodness, what was I talking about? Oh, this the Pisces is the antidote. Like anytime we're in a sign and it's like this is the eclipse, it's wiping things out. Things have been blacked out, and you got to think of it like that and allow it. That it's it's blacked out for a reason because it's removing something somewhere, and you can usually find it in your house. But your Pisces side can help you. The Pisces is more intuitive, more dreaming, imaginative, but it's also you can go into those deep meditations because this Virgo really needs that release and it needs the time because this is all your cellular structure, like your entire digestive system. Think of it like that too. Think of it like the world the world's digestive system just got a brand new upgrade, but it's not good. It's
So,
not.
right, what do you got to change in your diet in order to have this new digestive system going? And
Yep.
that's
Yep.
everything from how you watch the news.
Yes.
And I'm not saying don't watch it, because you are an adult and it is up to us. We have to make decisions and choices, and we have to vote, and we have to do all of those things. So you have to stay abreast of it. Just pick and choose who it is you want to listen to and what it is you want to see it get accomplished, and how often you listen. Where did Valerie go?
I'm coming. I had to
Oh,
find
okay.
it.
Okay.
I'm sorry. I'm looking
No,
for
I
a
just
piece
want to
of
make
paper.
sure you're still with me.
I wouldn't leave you. I was just looking for a piece of paper that I can't find. Of course, I thought I had it here with me.
Oh,
But
yeah.
anyway,
I don't know what happened to all the charts that I printed
yeah.
out. I don't have a printout of today's chart, and my phone's in the other room. But we all know what's going on. So,
Here we go. I can show you what it looks
oh,
like.
there you go. Yeah.
Today's chart 608, 638. Sorry, it's actually 6:33. Well,
Well, that was
around
the time of the
6:30 in the morning.
eclipse, but the
Yeah.
full, I mean, and the eclipse lasted 2 hours from start to stem to
Hmm.
stern.
Hmm.
I mean, so
It's a
yeah.
thorough cleansing. Don't
The,
you think it's a thorough cleansing?
oh, it is, because it is all the personal planets in Pisces,
I mean, it's crazy. It's so cool.
right? We
And,
got,
and go
right?
ahead.
We've got the moon at 13, 12, 12 degrees is when the eclipse began. They were still at 12 degrees, but they were close to that 13-degree mark. Okay, so it was like 55 seconds, 12 degrees and 55 seconds. So the moon and the south node were in Virgo, basically conjunct at 13 degrees. Then in Pisces, and add more, because we've also got Pale Athena and not Eris.
Athena's with the
Pale
North.
Athena. Well, there was another.
Oh,
We got
I have.
right. Let
I
me
think
think.
you mean
Venus,
Estrella.
Mercury, Venus, Mercury, the Sun, the South Node, and Mars. Okay, so though the node isn't a planet, but those are the 4 planets that we have in Pisces, and those are the personal planets, right?
Mm.
And then you add Pale Athena. She's traveling close to Venus right now, who's at 26 degrees, and she's going to soon go into Aries. And Pale Athena is about how we think about things, our intellect, and how we problem solve. And then Mars just entered Pisces, so it's at 0 degrees. Now here he is, dreamy at 0 degrees, but he's also Mars, and he's trying to think of, how can I start to take action
Yeah, he
while
just
I'm in
moved
this
in, right?
dreamy
Yeah,
sign.
yeah.
So and then of
But
course,
don't you think that gives it a nice sweet? Like Mars makes this more sweeter than if Mars was in Aries instead, it would be, I don't know.
well, he's going to travel fast. He'll be in Aries before you know it. So he's already thinking about what he's going to do while he's in Aries. So while he's here in Pisces, and Mercury retrograde is in there too, and he's having a hard time, because he's the psychopomp, and he's got a square and a half going over to Uranus, and a square and a half a square going over to Pluto, and he's the psychopomp, and he can't even talk to him. This is the second half square between Mercury and Pluto, because he went over this already one time, and now he's back here again on a retrograde. He's going to do this one more time. I've written down the dates. I'll share those dates in a minute. But it's Pele, Athena, and Vulcan that are also in Pisces.
Vulcan.
So Vulcan is 11, Pele is 12, the Sun is 13, the North Node is 8. Then you got Venus at 26, Mercury at 20 retrograde, and Mars at 0. So all of that is working in Pisces to set this new pace, this new dream. And Venus will be going into Aries. Can't remember what the date is of that.
I have it's the
Oh, I've got it. And
it's
I've got it.
March. I have it.
10th.
Is it the
March-
10th?
It's the 10th. Yeah, Venus into Pisces.
And that same day, Jupiter stations direct. I'm not. Yeah. I'm sorry. Venus enters Aries March 6th. So that'd be on Saturday.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm looking at a sextile she has with Pluto on March 10th.
What the cool thing is, right? Because we have all, like you said, the Pisces, all that in the Pisces. We have this stellium. We have all these planets. It's 3 or more planets, but this is what's been going on since Capricorn. We have all these planets and the personal planets, and plus a bunch of other things that we add in, asteroids and stuff. And it went Capricorn, Aquarius. It's in Pisces now, and it's going to end in Aries when we start, because that new era started. The new era started on February 20th when Neptune and Saturn both went into Aries. So this is helping everyone, though, come into what is the dream. Have the courage to dream the dream, to bring in that new era as Virgo's releasing everything that can't go, because Virgo over here with the moon has got the south node there, and it's just pouring stuff out. We don't want war. I can pretty much guarantee you war is being poured out of this south node here. Now, we don't see everything in astrology immediately most of the time, but bear with me. By the time the next eclipse season comes in August, we're going to see what all this brought to the surface, because that's what it's going to do for the next 6 months. We got more stuff coming up to the surface. I mean, it's pretty horrible what we know already, besides the war with the children. And you got to know, Venus, Virgo is the maiden. She's not going to just allow that to be there any longer. Do you think?
Well, I mean, she's going, in her perfectionism, she's going to want the truth to come out. There's no doubt about it. I mean, that's already.
Sorry, that's one of the things to me that is being released. Like that hypercritical perfectionism, that that unworthiness of self. All these are programs that are deeply embedded in each of us. That is just. And they keep it going by doing these outrageous things. Now we find out what's really running our world. I'm an optimist, and I'm going to stay an optimist. This is coming up to be removed, to disseminate, and I don't know how else Virgo would bring that to the surface. Because we're so far from perfection. Do you know what I mean? If that's our state, if that's how our world is ruled.
When let me back up for a minute and correct something, because it just dawned on me when I said the eclipse of August 12th. August 12th, 2025. That's what this is the closure for. Right. So what was going on in the eclipse of August 12th? And then we do have, at the end of August this year, we have an eclipse. And then 2 weeks later in September, we have an eclipse. Isn't that right?
We have a Pisces because we do have a Virgo eclipse in February 20th, 2027. Because
Yeah.
that's what I was looking up. But in this August 12th is a solar eclipse in
Oh, so
Leo.
see, and that hits the same date as last year.
Right. And then that 28th is a lunar eclipse partial in Pisces. So
Okay.
this
Okay.
is
So
all going to
I
play out.
wasn't imagining it. I didn't have it
Yeah,
after
it's
all.
a
What I
lot.
said was right. Okay.
It's
Phew.
a lot. We
Well, it is a lot because these are closing times,
yeah.
right? It's a lunar eclipse. It's emotional, and they are closing times. And um and don't forget about the Saturn Neptune at 0 degrees of Aries, because this is also what were you doing between 96 and 98. This is the closure of that. This is the new beginning of an event.
Mm,
And I've already discussed this with everybody about major health thing that was going on with me in 96. And now I have another one. Now on the day of my surgery, this is lovely for all of us. This is a beautiful thing. The sun is going to be trining Jupiter.
mhm.
And that's a
It's
pretty
really good.
day, Jupiter and Cancer. And then
Mhm.
Jupiter on the 15th was going to station to go direct at 15 degrees.
And the thing is, this was March 3rd, which is 3/3. And on the West Coast, it was at 3:33 a.m. I mean, there's a lot of there's a lot of information in the numbers too. That 3/3, that's a trinity. There's if we can, I don't know if anyone can go back to January with us when the goddesses were speaking very loud with Cancer about being involved this year. And if we look what is all transpired just since January 1st, that's all the goddesses. Because if the distorted patriarchy could have kept this stuff hidden, they would have. They can't. They can't. They just can't. So
Well, because they're bragging. They're in this braggart position where they think that, ha ha ha, we got you, and this is the way it's going to be.
mm-mm.
Not turning out that way. People are stomping their foot and saying, oh no, you got to go.
Yeah, and
So,
if well, go ahead.
well, no, let's finish this first. I was going to tell everybody how to figure out what an eclipse, where, if there's going to be an eclipse.
Okay.
Grizzly, are you sure you know more than this? What else do you want to tell us? Are you agreeing? Hmm? Do you agree? Yeah, you I'm talking to.
Okay. So,
Yeah, so, Big Shot. Mr. Big Shot, who do you think you are?
that's what I was just going to bring
Mr.
up.
Big
Yeah.
Shot.
So go ahead.
Yep.
Yep.
So when we're going to have an eclipse, you can tell if it's a full moon or a new moon eclipse, whatever is going on, by the how close the sun is to the nodes.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how you determine an eclipse.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what causes them. So like right now we had, when the eclipse was beginning, the sun was at 12 degrees and the lunar node is at 8 degrees. That's only 4 degrees apart, and it's the sun. So you can give it a 10-degree orb. And that 10-degree orb could very well be the indicator that says this is an eclipse. So when you see that in a chart, you'll know. When you see it in your own chart, you'll know if it was an eclipse or not.
Mm.
So I was not born on an eclipse.
Mm. But somebody we know was, and he's seems to be melting in front of us. And you see, this is part of the Virgo thing. You literally, in his case, being eaten alive, dissolving from the inside out. And Dinah thinks he has a lot more going on, and he most certainly does, but we can physically see he is deteriorating. Um, and that that whole mentality is deteriorating, but it just doesn't happen in a day. I mean, it may, I don't know, but I think that's what we're going to see unfold into the next eclipses in August. And this was the other thing, Dan, I don't know if I told you this, the Sabian symbol for this eclipse was the 13 degrees, because you got to read a degree ahead, right? And it's in the seventh house, so it's the East Coast. That's DC. That's the
Yep.
people, right?
Yep.
That's the people. It says a powerful statesman overcomes a state of political hysteria. But when I dug further into it, I don't know, you may have a better definition in there in your book. It, it said as a powerful statesman overcomes a state of political hysteria. But I kept getting it's exposing the the political hysteria. But I don't know. Maybe somebody steps up and becomes a statesman. There's so many ways to look at these degrees. I forgot to tell you, Donna. Let me say this real quick. Everybody, get something that grounds you. I kept getting we need to ground ourselves, like have a grounding wire. So I brought in a piece of copper. You could do a crystal, you could do anything, but ground yourself during this, because this is going to be, I'm going to say it's going to be quite, I'm even going to say more than bumpy. I usually say a bumpy ride until the next eclipse season, but this is very, how would you word it? I guess I'm going to stick with bumpy. Sounder telling me to stick with
Right. Buckle up is going to
buckle up. Buckle up. Because,
get. You see Betty Davis saying that.
yeah, and have something, like this is real heavy. It's a copper pyramid, right? Have something that you can just grab onto, or a crystal, and see yourself grounding into Mother Earth, being that ground wire, because we are all batteries, basically. We're human batteries, and we're the heart centered, soul centered, and light workers. So we are very powerful, but our energies get very staticky too if we don't ground, if we don't hydrate, if we don't eat, root vegetables, healthier foods, the best you can. Playing in the dirt, grow in a garden, any of these things will help.
So were you reading for Virgo or for Pisces?
I was reading for Virgo. I'm sorry. I
Okay.
think. Yeah.
Yeah.
Virgo.
Okay. Because that's different than what I went to Pisces because the sun's in Pisces.
Oh, that's the moon.
But that's all right. You were reading for the moon in Pisces.
Right.
And in Virgo. That's
in Virgo.
So that's probably the same.
Okay, what do you have?
Well, let me tell you what it is for the sun in Pisces. It is an ancient sword.
Look at Maria. Hold on. Look at Maria real quick. She just got a new grounding mat. I love it.
All right.
Go ahead. An ancient sword.
An ancient sword used in many battles is displayed in a museum.
Isn't that the 12?
It's time to put the sword away.
Yes.
No more war toys.
Right. And isn't that the 12 degrees, not the 13?
No, that's 13.
That's 13?
Yeah.
What?
My 12th degree says the sanctuary of occult brotherhood. Newly initiated members are being examined and their character tested. That's what I got for 12 degrees.
Okay. And can you read the 13 one more time? I'm sorry.
That's okay. An ancient sword used in many battles is displayed in a museum.
Oh, I love that. It is time to put up the old sword. I love that. I like yours. Even I don't know. I'm pretty sure a strong hand. Now, see, it's okay. This one says, a strong hand supplanting political hysteria. What's the supplanting? I don't even know what that. Supplanting. Sorry, guys, doing this right on live on TV. Supplanting. Another discovery could supplant the original finding, so supersede or replace. And that's another thing. Like we do want to supersede and replace this
So you
old.
may have a different writer for
Yeah,
this
I think I do.
because I'm just taking it from the Dane Rudyard book.
Go. I mean, I love it. There's so many.
Well, yeah, I mean, and not no single one of them is wrong or
Right.
more correct than the other, because we got that Mars sitting there in Pisces going, damn, what can I do in this sign? You know? And then we got Mercury going, I'm the psychopomp. I know. I'm going to drag these souls across the line. And that's what his job is.
And they're both Pisces, though. They're both in Pisces, right? Okay.
Right. Both of them being there are like, well, we're a little out of our element.
Yeah.
You know, Mars gets fiery no matter what. He's somewhat okay because he also rules Scorpio, but he wants to get out there and get on about. And I'm dreaming about getting into Aries because I'm at home there. You know,
well, doesn't it feel like everything was just dropped into low gear? Like you can't go too far with Mars and Mercury both in Pisces, and one of them rehashing Pisces, which is Mercury. And Mercury's also the messenger of the gods. And Pisces is spirit. Pisces does rule the spirit realms. So I expect a lot of downloads coming in. And Venus is going to go into Aries on the 6th. So Venus is in Pisces right now, late degrees. So she's even the three of them. Everybody's in Pisces right now.
Well, that's right. These are all the personal planets. Vulcan is personal. Pele is Athena is how you think. And then all the close personal planets that are there, including the sun, that is a personal planet, right? Mm-hmm. And so they're all in the metaphysical. They're all with their head in the clouds, and they're all working about doing the magic and, dreaming about things and how can the future be, and even some woe is me is in there. But we've got the other side in the physical world. The Virgo world is the practical application.
Going, what am I doing over here? Because they're crossed from they're on the wheel cross,
and
right?
That's where the emotion comes in. I'm trying to take control, and you guys are all up there being flighty, and I can't. I mean, I can't even. You're in the clouds. You got to come. Wait, it's going to snow or it's going to rain. You got to come back here. You're not dressed for the occasion, And Virgo's over there. The moon in Virgo's over there going nuts because everybody's.
Well, see, I don't know. I see it like this. It's like that Virgo moon is the grounding wire, right? Is the one that's bringing in the okay. Here's the physical of it, right? We're having to deal with a lot of stuff at one time. Very, very deep stuff. And our first instinct, right, is to check out, like Pisces, check out, go somewhere else. I don't want to even deal with none of this shit, right?
Well, they're in the metaphysical. So even if they have negative behavior, like some of the people that we know about in the things, their heads are in the clouds about, oh, look at us.
They think they're
tricking themselves.
Yeah, they really just they don't even realize what they've done yet. But I think it is coming back pretty quick to haunt them, because that Mercury in Pisces, right? You're not going to get clarity, and it's going to be like this for about 8 weeks with that Mercury in Pisces. Everybody else will leave Pisces.
Well, Mercury goes direct on March 20th.
And he stations direct, right? So is that geez, Okay, March 20. I don't. Why am I saying 8 weeks?
Well,
Anyway.
because he's 8 weeks by the time he's all done. But he'll
Oh.
still be in his shadow phase, and he's going to go back over this, and that's where he's going to have that same aspect to Pluto again. And so now we've gone over that 3 times. What is it that he's doing for the psychopomp messenger of the God that he is? He is delivering souls. It's not just he's, you know, and Pluto's the king of the hell realm, but that's not just hell as we know it according to religion.
No.
It's magic. It's all the other things that
Yeah, it's the hidden. It doesn't
right.
mean that, they want to, the old religions wanted to call it hell where Pluto
Right.
is, but it's
But
just.
in Tibet, it's the bardo, and it is the magic, and it is the mystical, magical mystery tour that the Beatles wrote about.
Really is. And it is like Virgo is. Virgo's the alchemy of making what Pisces dreams of into the physical. So this is why, she has to shed all the stuff that doesn't line up to the dream, right? And basically is an alchemist. She's also the healer of the zodiac because she rules that sixth house. That's the healer of the zodiac. That's your day to day. So this is very intimate for us. It's in our every moment. What are we doing that's not working for us that we can restructure and do it in a different way? Not so much a better way, but well, Virgo likes productivity, right? But discerning is everything with her too. She wants you to weigh things out. Does that really seem like it's going to be a good idea? Like going to war, is that really going to be a good idea? We could see they didn't weigh it out.
Especially right now, right?
No, this is not the time. This wasn't the time. Because she is looking, ultimately, she's the healer, but she is also of service. And it is an equal exchange of energy, like Diana said. You receive what you put out. And that's literal. Literal. So you put out war, and take care of your body. Let's see, tends to the sacred craft. I like that because this is kind of what Diane and I wanted to really get into is the magic of your words. Like, I don't know if you saw Diana's thing about where she stopped the storm.
Oh,
we all have that in us, and it's a matter of believing it. And the storm was coming. It was about to take out everybody at the fair, and kind of just moved it. You can do that.
Just by channeling everybody else's wish. That was the same as the wish we all had. I mean, I know that they were all like, oh my God, no. And the police were telling everybody to get under the shelter. Mm-hmm. Be prepared to get under the shelter, everybody. And nobody had to get under the shelter because it never rained. And when it finally did, it was such a soft 3-minute sun shower, nobody cared. So we've got some interesting times coming up too as we get past this, because on March 6th, Venus is going to go into Aries. Mm-hmm. And then on the sun will go in on the 20th of March. And then April 6th is when Mars will go in. Mm-hmm. So it's right there with all of them. And Mars is going to move. And then Mercury will be direct because he goes direct on March 20th when the sun goes in.
No, that's it. And okay, so
and don't forget we had the Kazami with the retrograde Mercury.
When is that?
We had that already.
Oh, we had it. Okay, yeah. So what
back
I like
at the beginning.
Okay.
And we're going to this we're getting the feel of a kite that is going to be the theme that is going to return during the summer. So we have we have Pluto over here at 4 degrees. And in the summer, this is where it's going to be. Right now, it's a little cattywampus, but it involves Saturn and Neptune up there in Aries at 4 degrees. Neptune being certainly the younger of the two as far as the degrees go. Saturn is slightly ahead of him, but they'll be at 4 degrees. Pluto will be at 4 degrees in Aquarius. Then we'll have Uranus, which right now is at 27 degrees, and it's forming, and it's giving us a flavor. It's at 27 degrees of Taurus, but during the summer, it will be at 4 degrees of Gemini. And then that moon, which is right now at the end of Virgo, or later today will be at the end of Virgo and at the beginning of Libra, that is going to start to give you the flavor, because when that moon hits 4 degrees during the summer, that moon is going to be at the apex, right? And then that release point is going to be the Saturn and Neptune in Aries. So this is how we're going to get through it if you pay attention to the things that are going on, which is basically right now. That kite is basically in the sky on the 6th.
Yeah. And
even though it's cattywampus and it's not perfected like it will be in the summer, it's going to come back and repeat itself.
So the main information for right now is to purify, do a detox, take your time, don't rush into anything. Like we were talking backstage, after you get an eclipse, everything gets blacked out. You don't rush right in to fill in, let's say it's a garden, to plant seeds in the soil and make something else grow right now. You got to let that soil, like, what's that word? Marinate, take its time.
Settle. If you turn it over, you need it to settle a little bit.
Yeah, and till it and wait, So that's kind of the message that we're getting going forward, because this was very big. This is a big one, and it was the third blood moon eclipse of its kind. And then one more with Virgo, and it's in 2027. So that tells me, and it probably tells Diana too, there's this whole thing of clearing. There's so many toxins in our world. Let's just go into the world, because I think we do the work. We've gone through the dark nights of the soul. Other people are going to come in behind us, are doing the work, and we're here to help them. But let's use it as the collective. There's so many toxins. There's so many parasites out there. We just really haven't even had the time to digest the information we've received. So I do think people are in a kind of a state of shock where, what do you do with that? What do you say? Who's going to fix it? How does it get fixed? We have a lot of questions. And the thing I like about this, though, that Virgo is, she's going to step up with Mars and Mercury, because they're over there going, okay, in a way, they had to go check out and go talk to Spirit to figure out the solution to how we solve these issues we just uncovered, right? And, I don't know, it just seems like it's we're clearing so much of the old, and we can't expect to do it we just can't, I honestly didn't think this would come out like it did. I thought that would still stay hidden, or it was just going to be taken off the planet and none of us would have to see it, but we all have to see it, and it's vile, but just know, along with all that vileness and all the programming that allowed
Get down.
allowed the powers that be to abuse the people, we're, that's got to come up too. That's all has to be restructured. We can't live like that. And that's something Diana and I we did say last couple of years. The systems as we know it are not going to be there. They're going to be restructured. I didn't realize how thorough that was going to be, and here we are. And I don't even want to try to venture guess on how that gets healed and cleared, but just know that this is an eclipse, and it's the third, so it's the third. It was on 3/3. We have this 6 month period to where it's all really just going in there and removing the toxins. And if you can do anything to get you through it, and I send them love too, but let's face it, he is being dissolved from the inside out. And we can visibly see that. And that's proof. I hate to put it like that, but that's truly, he put himself in that position he wanted so bad because he didn't win.
Yeah.
you know and this is what happens when you mess with the powers that are the higher powers, and think that you're going to continue on your nefarious little uh, I mean, they got their hands in everything. I don't even know where to start. A to Z, the systems have been compromised. And it's up for us, right? What am I going to do in my own little world? Well, I'm going to go in my heart, and I'm going to stay authentic, because that's everything right now. You can see who's authentic and who isn't. And this is a big deal, because we can't just allow the inauthentic to rule us anymore. You
Yeah.
know? Mm-mm.
So I pulled a card and I got concealment. There's the
What?
scarecrow, poor scarecrow, all unstuffed, laying on the ground. Ants are marching in and out. We got a Dick Tracy badge. Even the cops are concealing things. Top
Yep.
secret, right?
Oh my God.
Top secret.
I love that, Diana.
And look, it's the number 3 card. You can't make this up.
No way. Is it? But you know what? Concealment and number 3, and it's more of the message, right?
Yeah.
More of the message of what we don't know who's who, and this is kind of what Diana and I have been concerned about, because how do we can't we kept saying go into your heart, right? Drop into your heart. Let your body tell you what's true, but it's getting it's getting almost impossible, to trust anything you hear on any social media or any news site.
Well, you know what? He still does the same thing that he's always done. He accuses somebody else of exactly what he's doing. And
Mm-hmm.
we just think back with all of this Epstein crap, what he accused the Democrats of doing in a piece of
Mm-hmm.
art.
Well, this is the I forget the name of it. It's the worst kind of narcissist. That's their game plan. What's it called?
The pathological.
I mean, they're just they gaslight. They constantly lie. They constantly tell you it's your fault when they're the ones doing it. I mean, we can all, and that's the thing, that we can all see through it now. We all see through it. But now, how do we solve it? How do we end it? How do we get out of uh, this trap that we found ourselves in?
If you like movies and you like the mildly weird metaphysical kind of stuff, watch. It's on Netflix. It's called Behind Her Eyes. It's not new. I think it was out. I think it was freshly out last year in 2025. At any rate, it 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 gives you a good idea of how they operate, how a narcissist operates, how a pathological narcissist operates, and how they set you up. and how they set up the the scenario so that you just think that you're solving it on your own and that you've come up with the solution, when in reality they're maneuvering and directing you to think what it is they're trying to make you think. It's a really good movie. I just watched it for the second time a couple nights ago. And if you've ever, I think this is on HBO, is AO. If you've ever watched that, that's a good one to revisit. They only did 2 seasons. I wish that they would bring that one back. And then Severance, what a mind bender that was. That was another good one.
Well, let's talk about real quick. Yes, these are. Sorry, I thought I hit it. Let's talk. Watching movies and stuff is good. I mean, I get a lot of ideas when I watch movies, but you do have the power, just like Diana did, to move a storm. To say, and this is, I know this is going to go, and we're going on the deep end right now, and I'm going to get real weird, but just bear with me a second. When I guess it was about 2 weeks ago, and I can't remember what it was. I don't want to say the name of the company, but I was getting, I was getting kind of frustrated. Like, how do they get away with doing this kind of stuff? And my team said, there's many ways to disable something. And teams, they're not vicious, they're not mean, they're not about, but I was seriously, well, we're energy. Is there anything I can do to like stop them? And I kept seeing everybody with their hands behind their back, like they couldn't move, or they had like a, 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 a handkerchief over their face or something where they couldn't talk, right? And they were just look out for things like that. Look out for little things, because I don't want to harm anybody. So Diana and I, are witches, and we do no harm to none. Diana practices more than I do, but I do energetic stuff. And so they were showing me and guiding me. So this one company was saying that they were going to do surveillance on us. And I'm like, I was very upset about it. And they said, well, what could you do? And I'm like, well, can't you just mess with code? Like, one wrong thing is going to make the code, not work, or the thing not work. And no shit, I shit you not, the next day that company had an interference in their, it was, and I don't think it
A
was going to be,
glitch.
but it had a glitch. And then
Oh, now you have a glitch. You're frozen. Oh no. I think you need to go out and come back, because you glitched. Oh, Valerie, you were on to something so good. This is terrible. Oh, there she goes. She'll be back. So I suppose I should try to talk about something, right? And I don't know what she is referring to, but that's very interesting. And this is all part of our own inner ability to manifest, to be able to materialize, in part by our imagination, in other part by our sheer willpower, which is what that Sabian symbol, the rest of the explanation.
I'm sorry, what were you saying? I'm sorry. Go ahead. I know you're explaining it. Can you hear
Well,
me? Oh,
just how it is, how we can manifest things,
right.
how we move the energy, how we materialize things out of nothing. And then I was about to say, that the rest of the explanation underneath the sword being put into the museum is all about willpower. And so that's definitely what our manifestation ability is about, willpower. But how do you approach that? If you use a hard arm, what do you get?
Well, and are you? Well, I was going to finish what I was saying real quick. The USS Ford
Yep.
had plumbing problems.
Yep.
Now, while I was sitting there thinking about that's no harm to none. I didn't do it. But it's holding up progress. Anything that can hold up progress so it isn't all out war. It isn't all out, brutal attack. I'm not saying harm to anybody. I would never say that. From my heart, I truly just want peace. And that's what I ask for. Please show me how to cultivate peace. You know, these entities don't want to do that, and they're doing these other things. So it is energetically though that we're talking about vibration and frequency, like Diana and I did. Like when you light a candle and you say something over this candle for your intention, right? I mean, I wouldn't do that on an eclipse, but you have a you you're speaking magic. You're speaking a vibration, a frequency. Your voice makes a sound and it carries out into the world. This is important to know that you have the ability to do that at any time. Go ahead, Diana. I'm going to show you this candle real quick. My son bought me this candle.
Oh my
That
God. How beautiful is that?
He bought me that for Christmas, my oldest. I know. So I thought this was appropriate for the blood
Perfect
moon
time.
eclipse.
That'll last a year.
Oh my God.
Well, anyway, the rest of, there's much more that I could read, but just this one sentence alone. The willpower is the ultimate spiritual weapon, and its undeviating use is the certification of your individual worth.
Oh my God. That's in the book about this degree?
That's the 13-degree Pisces.
Whoa, really? And it is your willpower. It is your willpower and your ability to believe that your energy, your voice, your frequency can make a difference for the best, for the better, right? We all know we could do some nasty, devious stuff. We see that around us everywhere, but it doesn't get you anything but more karma.
Well, it's like the way in which I received my turtle rattle.
Uh,
Spirit gave me the whole carcass of the turtle.
Hold on here. Let's say hi to. We have a new person. Hi, Jamie's Cowboys. Nice to meet you. So, and the turtle rattle. She wanted a turtle rattle. Okay, I don't know if they know this story.
Well, and they're so expensive, and was it really made by a Native American? Hard to tell. And I walk in the woods, which y'all know, but this was in Virginia over 10 years ago. Gosh. And I was walking this route because one of my dogs was getting sick, but she still wanted to get out and walk. And so I was walking this shorter route. And I just kept wishing I had a turtle rattle. And one day in early spring, on a path that I had walked the day before, in the middle of the path is a whole snapper. Now and it might not even be a snapper. It's hard to tell. He's got 3 of his 4 legs. Actually, I think all 4 legs and his tail. His head is gone. But who dropped it there? It had to have been the coyote walking looking for something to eat, thought he could eat that, but the turtle shell is not viable.
Right.
So he couldn't get through it and he just dropped it. Now, coyote just also happens to be one of my power animals. So it was probably a coyote or a fox, but more than likely the coyote starving or a stray
Well,
dog, but they're all
this,
canine, right?
but the thing is, you called it in. This is the main point.
Mm-hmm.
He was. How long were you thinking about getting a turtle run?
Oh my God, it was over a year, and I mean, off and on all my life, but
Mm-hmm.
definitely over a year. And every
And
time I
see,
would go into a metaphysical shop that had those things available, the prices were outrageous.
well, I could just imagine.
I mean,
This
who can
is this.
afford that?
This is
Especially, and especially at that time in my life because I was just getting divorced and trying to make ends meet and, working two jobs, blah, blah, blah.
oh my goodness! But look, spirit delivers. This is what we're trying to
Spirit
say.
delivered.
Spirit
Spirit.
delivers, especially if you come on.
Well, and the heart of the woman that did that was pure.
Yes,
And it aligned with the heart of a pure animal that brought it there.
that is so cool. You're not going to believe what a card I pulled from when you were talking.
What?
This is from where, jeez, you got this deck. You got me onto this deck. I'm sorry. Star Dragons Oracle.
Oh, yay.
Check this out. It says the self gathering your power.
Huh.
This is exactly what we're talking about. You have this. We're a column of light. We are a battery, right? We're light workers, and we ground into Mother Earth. But make sure you have something to help you ground going forward. You need to have something that you can just grab onto when you hear the most horrific things, and send that energy down into Earth, right? But here you see this this female, and she's sitting on her dragon. She's merging with him, melding with him, gathering her power, right? And then the next card I got was effort, conquering your demons. Okay, so what would that mean? That's saying to you, well, I don't have the power, I couldn't do that, but out here you are putting the effort in. You will be so surprised at what you can create by just speaking it into existence, writing it down. But the voice has the vibration, the resonance, the frequency that just travels out and out and out. Now I do a lot of stuff through the heart. I do, we all do our silent meditations and things like that. But now we're becoming more, we need to become more vocal. But it doesn't help to become more vocal and get into fights with the heartless, soulless entities. You just might as well bang your head on the wall here. So, you are an energy being and you can create anything you want. You want to create freedom. My thing for everybody is freedom. We are all free. We are all living in peace and harmony, unconditional love, and I speak that every day for everybody. And I couldn't believe that that's effort in the self. You yourself are the magic.
They are. You are. We are. I am. We.
The-
And I was just going to say to you, let me pull a card and then I got to go. Aaron is going to land any minute. And I just got a text message. We just landed. He
And
had a tailwind. And so they're early into the airport. And so I
now,
may have to
look,
go get him.
can I use that as an example
Yeah.
too? Because look, she's thinking about it. You have a connection with your family members, especially your children. You, and there it is. The answer comes right there. How many times have you all felt these synchronicities, knew something before it happened? And we're all psychic here. But we're all realizing we're in a higher consciousness community, and we're realizing we don't have to fight. We don't have to go like they do. That doesn't get us anything. We have other ways to out create the lower frequency. And that's what we're being asked to do going forward. That's what I'm getting.
I just like I knew it was. I could feel it. I could just feel it. And let this about legacy.
Oh my
It's
God.
about legacy. And the little message next to it is persistence. And it is your legacy.
Yes.
What do you want to leave for your legacy? What's the next card here?
Power yourself up and speak it into existence and believe you are a spark of the divine, because that's where your legacy comes in. I was just going on about that a couple of weeks ago about legacy, so it's interesting that you pulled that card, because we are, I mean, it doesn't seem like it, right? We had a bunch of light workers on this planet, love workers, energy workers, and we're up against the battle of battles. But how do you fight a battle that is, I mean, just evil? You know, we don't fight them with their own energy. We
You
don't do
do
it.
that with vision.
Oh, I love
That's my
it.
this is my favorite card in the deck.
I love it. I love it. So she got legacy and vision, and I got the self and effort. You are the magic. You are the magic. Oh my God, that right next underneath was legacy for me too.
There you go. See?
Oh man,
Well, I need
persistence.
to go because,
I know.
I hate to do that now. We
No,
were on a
no,
roll, but
no, no,
everybody,
no.
thank you for all your well wishes and everything ahead of time. And as soon as I know, I'll let you know.
Yes, we love you. We're gonna see Diana probably within a month. You know, whenever she's done healing, whenever she's ready. Um, but I'll pop on. Kaylee and I will pop on. But anytime, you know, Diane, anytime you're ready and you want to do a show, we can make it happen, right?
You betcha. I know we can happen. You betcha. You betcha. You betcha.
I love you. Love
I
you all
love you
very
too.
much.
I love everybody here, and thank you so much
You're
for
welcome.
this time together.
Yes. Ground yourself. Ground yourself. We love you. See you
All right.
soon.
Bye bye.